Hey team, welcome back to Doing It at Home. I'm Sarah. In today's video, we are talking about what should you wear for your home birth. I know it might sound like an interesting time to think about fashion choices, yet it can have an impact on your birth experience, so we're gonna talk about it. Always remember that Doing It at Home is the place for you to feel confident, prepared, and excited for your home birth. So if you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you turn on the notifications so that you know every time a new video drops. Listen to the podcast for inspiring home birth stories. Follow us on all the social medias. Join our private Facebook group. Get you some Doing It at Home merch and rep the home birth community. And check out our new book available on Amazon, paperback version for you. Links below, all the links below. What to wear for your home birth. Again, I know this might seem silly, but this could be something that's overlooked. And then come the birth experience, you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel great in your skin. And that could look like planning ahead of time what to wear or not wear. And hey, whatever the reason for making your clothing or not clothing choices is all up to you. And I support you. I'm telling you right now, I support you in whatever you want to do because you're going to be at home. You're going to be in your own space. Of course, you should have a say and control over what you're wearing on your body or not wearing on your body. And this could be something fun too in preparation for the intention setting and how you want to feel. Maybe you have a birth photographer that you're planning on having there, and maybe you have a vision for how you look and feel in your birth. I think that's beautiful. I think that's amazing. And I don't think that's something to look at as superficial or vain. I think it all adds to the experience. So if you've kind of felt self-confident about that or questioned yourself or thought this was a trivial thing, go ahead and throw that out the window. And if it's not so much about fun fashion choices, you can look at it from a logistics perspective. What do you want to be in or not be in to feel comfortable? Thinking of this like a marathon, you would definitely think about what attire, what clothing you would be wearing in a marathon to support you in the experience. So you could look at this in exactly the same way. You have three basic options when it comes to home birth attire. You can be fully clothed, you can be partially clothed, or you can be stark nude. And any variation of those things depending on what part of the experience it is. That's really your comfort level, your personality, what you want, how you feel. All of those things could unfold in different ways throughout the experience, depending on how long your labor and birth is. You might start out one way, move into another, come back to how you were originally, or any variation in between. So how or why you might want to go the fully clothed route, well, that could be your personal preference, your personal beliefs. You'd like to be fully clothed. Maybe you're a bit more private of a person and you just like to keep your body covered. And depending on who's there, a part of your birth team, that's just how you want to go. Could also be cold. That's potential as well, and you just want to feel covered. I totally get that. So fully clothed might be the route for you if any of those things apply. Then there's a kind of partial where maybe you just have your top covered and you have no bottoms, or you have some sort of robe and you're nude underneath, anything that maybe it's about covering up during certain parts and then having the freedom to be without clothes for other parts. A lot of women really like to have their tops covered, and that's particularly if they prefer to have their tops covered in their birth photography photos, again, or just depending on who's present, or it just might be a logistical factor where you'd like them pushed up a little bit and kind of out of the way, which I totally understand. And then there are those who want no restraints, no restrictions. You don't want anything on you. You don't care who's looking. You're just focused and you're present. You want to be in the space. Maybe you're really hot and you choose to go nude through part of or the whole experience. If you're unsure on what route to go, I have some advice for you. My main advice is to have all the options. So have as many options as possible, and that way throughout the experience, when you don't know how you'll be or how you'll feel, you can choose depending on what's right for you in that moment. So I would have a full clothing option available, I would have the partials, and then of course the option to strip down if that's what you choose. So I would say have it all and then choose in the moment what you would ultimately desire. I think you can't really go wrong in that scenario, and then you can share that with, a person on your birth team, maybe your midwife or your doula, and you set the clothes aside beforehand, or whatever pieces that you might want to change in and out of, just have them available for you. So that way in the moment, anything you want is right there for you. How did I do it? Well, I was a number 3 and I was nude the entire time from start to finish. When those contractions first started around 11 p.m., I went right into the bathtub, and from there transferred to the birth tub, and I was nude as the day that I was born, the entire 12 hours, and into even the first couple hours of postpartum. I just stayed nude and was nursing and on the bed and doing my thing. So that worked for me. I was not present or had any cares about what anyone thought or any of that. Nothing was registering in my mind when it came to that. I felt normal, I felt natural, I felt peaceful in that space. That's me personally. Would I do anything different in the future for another birth? I might actually. And it's because of something I mentioned earlier, a logistics thing with the breasts. I did at times, especially during pushing while I was on the birthing stool, because of my position, my breasts were just a little uncomfortable and they were a lot larger than they normally are. And so the space underneath them, you could tell as I'm touching myself, there was a lot of under the crevice sweat going on. And then I feel like because they were resting essentially on my very hard, very big belly, I felt like I had to move them at times or move them out of the way. And so I could see in the future having something like a sports bra or one of those cute lacy bralettes that you see everyone wearing in their birth photography photos. I might have something like that. And that's more from a logistical standpoint than anything about feeling self-conscious or modest or wanting to cover up. It's just, I think it actually would have been nice to have them a little supported, Bottom line, you can choose whatever you want and you can shift up your plan whenever you want. That's why, going back to my main point, I think you should have all the options available for yourself, and that way you can shift at any point that you want, because it's really about you feeling the best that you can possibly feel in your zone, present, focused, peaceful. And if a piece of clothing or not any clothing supports that, yes, we want that. If you enjoyed this video or it was helpful, give us a thumbs up, comment below with what you wore or didn't wear during your birth experience and how it helped, if you do anything different, any advice you would offer others out there. And make sure you hit subscribe, turn the notifications on. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Bye.